attitude like a young O'Shea with an AK.
Okay, don't you tell these motherfuckers that my name is O'Shea.
So I'm just happy to finally get a chance to meet you and chop it up with you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all, how you been, brother?
Man, it's been a ride, bro. It's been a journey, dog, and it's only getting better. You heard me? So I'm loving it. You heard me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. We've been waiting. I've been knowing y'all for, like I said before we started, I've been knowing him for about 2.5 years, and man, we've been shouting you out, man. So tell us what it's like being home and how it was going through those, because you were gone for what? How many years were you gone for? It was a little while.
About 6.5.
Yeah.
Too long, man.
Too long, man. So tell me how you stayed. How did you stay focused while you were down? And then what's it like being home and back to back to the UNLV things?
Man, to be honest with you, I stayed focused by keeping myself busy with school, working out, and they give us tablets now, while we was locked up. So I would download a lot of instrumentals and just write music all the time. That's what my day consisted of, man. Writing music, working out, and school. Just trying to stay in a positive lane. In Texas, it's kind of different from Louisiana, where I'm from, because you really have to earn your way out. Like in Louisiana, if you get 10 years, you're going to do 5 and come home. But, in Texas, you really don't know when you're getting out unless you discharge your time. So basically my whole motive was when I went in to just kind of leave there a better person than I was when I came. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And give the parole board more reasons to tell me yes than to say no. So I just stayed out the way, stayed out of trouble.
Yeah. Okay. So y'all, I'm gonna get to you. Let me ask you, so what's it like having him home and getting back to the UNLV stuff? Because like I said, we've been talking about this I've been knowing you for 2 years. So we've been screaming, free tech for 2 years, ever since I've known you, and we've been doing our interviews. So what's it like having him home?
It's amazing to have him back, dog, but what's even better to have him back, the way that he came back, you know what I'm saying? Like a rehabilitated mind, body, and soul, you know what I'm saying? With like a whole nother Reginald, you know what I'm saying? Not a check or flex, really. You know what I'm saying? And it was an advanced type fella that I met,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 6.5 years, I've been joking him, going to see him all the time, whatever, but in reality, we're not the same that we was 6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We had to get to know each other over. So, I mean, for us, him being the new man he is, that I applaud that. And as well as when he came home, around the time he came home, I know a lot of our fans, and I know what was going on with me personally. You know what I'm saying? I had lost my wife in September, and he came home like the next month. I mean, I couldn't have used him at a better time for support. You feel me?
Facts, yeah.
So it's all real, bro.
Yeah. Now, Tech, when you came home, man, that I remember I was on the live with Yah when he was there waiting to get you home. Tell me how that moment was when you first touched down and the love that you got, because you had a nice welcome home party waiting for you. And I know Yah, he had the videos on Instagram and social media, plugging everything. So how did it feel coming home to that nice welcome home package?
It really was everything that I had visualized, and outside of a little nervousness, I was nervous as hell. Just touching the outside, I just felt like they was gonna tell me to come back or some shit.
Right. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was kind of nervous, and then I was just soaking it all in. But my little bro, he did a real good job in helping me to get back into society and figure things out. One of my biggest things was the phone, learning the phone, and different little tricks and shit going on right now. And the internet, the do's and the don'ts of the internet, that really blew my mind the most. How crazy the internet is right now. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
One of the biggest things that kind of blew my mind is how nobody really communicate no more. Everybody take care of their problems over the internet instead of just picking up the phone and calling and saying, look, man, da-da-da. You know, they'll express their feelings about somebody else over a tweet or a post. And it just blew my mind. It really didn't make no sense to me at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that starts a lot of problems and keeps a lot of problems going because people, they got, you know, what they call Twitter fingers where they'll go and express themselves and just instead of, like you said, having that conversation, that one-on-one with somebody, and then all of a sudden this a little misunderstanding then turn into a whole issue with somebody over nothing, you know, and it's all over, you know, all over these clicks and likes. You know, I've had some folks that haven't liked some of the videos that I've made and things like that. Crazy enough, that's how me and y'all got cool, because I made a crazy video with a crazy title and he messaged me and, you know, we worked it out. You know what I mean? I changed my video title. We got cool. And ever since then, you know, we've been rocking, making money together. So.
Right.
Yeah. So now that you're home, you guys, both of y'all, I need both of y'all to tell me what is coming soon or what is coming up for UNLV. You know, do we got any albums, any tours? I heard the new song. Tech, you come home. Now, I do want to tell you this. There's a lot of folks that go to jail and they come home and they've kind of lost it. You have not lost it. That freestyle that you dropped, man, you killed it. Your verse on the song, closing in, killed it. So tell me what you guys got coming up.
We got a bunch of music, man. Just like I said, the whole time I was down, that's what I did. I wrote music, and I wrote music for other people, other genres. I wrote country songs, R&B songs, rap songs. I got a bunch of songs for our group, and we just cocked and ready. We went in the studio and knocked out a bunch of songs and just got them waiting and dropping them little bit by little bit at the right time. And every time the time presents itself, we just gonna hit them across the head with another single. Yeah.
Trust me, we waiting for it. We waiting for the single, waiting for the album. We waiting for all of that.
As far as the touring, it was kind of rough in the beginning because I paroled home to Houston, and they kind of like had their foot on my neck. They wasn't allowing me to travel, and so I wound up moving away from Houston to another part of Texas, and it turned out to be the right decision to make because now I'm allowed to travel, and I got a much understanding parole officer that let me do what I do and be able to move around and make my money. So the sky is the limit now. You know, we doing our thing, and the phone's starting to ring more because they know that we can move. You know, in the beginning, you know, we was getting booked just off the fact that they knew we were both back together. But my travel permits was getting rejected, so we was having to send money back to different people, different promoters, which was kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Especially you just getting home, you want to get every bag that you can get. You know, right now. Right. So yeah, same question to you. You know, what from your perspective? Let me ask you this. Matter of fact. Is it easier since you've been, you know, because you've been on your own for a while and then now having Tech home, was it easier for you to book shows with you being solo, or is it easier to book you guys as UNLV? Tell me about that experience.
Well, it's no comparison. You know what I'm saying? It was extremely hard. And I wouldn't even say hard because I wouldn't book a UNLV show without him. It was all a little yacht, you know what I'm saying? A little yacht of UNLV. Right. And I'll bring my artists or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But now I don't handle UNLV bookings at all. You know, we have a manager for that, and it's extremely easy for us to get shows now. Yeah. You know, at first, they wasn't calling and checking for UNLV because they knew what Tech was at. You know what I'm saying? Now that they know you're home and they're hearing, you know, they're hearing our old music resurfacing more, and they're hearing our new music, getting the buzz and a little fire under it. You know, we just working, staying consistent, doing what we do, doing what we love to do. That's the funny part about it all. You know what I'm saying? So we enjoying what we do and making the best of it, and the people receiving it is just like they did in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a second coming, man.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead.
It's definitely a known fact that we both could stand on our own, but there's nothing like us as a group.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Definitely. So let me ask you, with because you guys got the new song closing in, and you guys got the videos and the video for it. You dropped the visuals for it. Tell me what it was like recording that. Was that one of you guys' first songs doing since you guys have been back, and tell me what it was like recording that and then just getting back into making the videos and stuff.
Well, actually, we released Next first.
Next, yeah,
Next
okay.
was one of the first songs that we recorded, but Closing In was the last song that we recorded that we just decided to skip the line and just fuck with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's actually a song. It's a joint song with a dude named Rockstar Beezy. He's an up and coming great artist. I mean, the dude got a bright future. He doing a lot of shit with a lot of major artists. Shout out to Hot Boy Turk. He done a lot of shit with Turk. You know what I'm saying? The track is completely different. It ain't what you hearing.
Right.
And we talking about what we talking about. The streets. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I mean, they loving it, bro. I'm glad they loving it because I love it. That's one of my favorite joints, man.
It was a pleasure to work with Rockstar Beezy because he brought that flavor to the table, and we did what we did, like what we always do. And the magic is that we combine our experience and longevity with what he doing as a newer artist. So we just letting both the younger crowd and the older crowd, they combining and they listening. So we got both of them on deck. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to do it because you can introduce the younger audience to UNLV, and then the core fan base. We already know who you are. We already gonna check for it, and that give us that old, the old UNLV with some new sound to it. So yeah, I definitely can respect that. Yeah. So let me ask you guys this. We're gonna go way back, way back. I want to get you guys talking about your first recordings together, what it was like when you guys first met, first recording together, first working together, when you guys first met up and started. I know I've asked Ya, and now I'm going to ask you, Tech, and then I'm going to have Ya comment on that.
Well, the first professional, me and Ya met when we was like 12 years old, 11, 12 years old. Been locked in ever since. And back then, we was both in the marching band in junior high school, and one way or another, we locked in and we realized we both had an interest for rapping. I had an older brother, and he had uncles and shit that was into music, so we formed a little group called the Sporty MCs. It was Ya, myself, and our little sis, and we basically used to be more positive rapping. Crack had just hit the scene, so we used to have messages in our raps all the time. And our parents would enter us into talent shows all over the city, and we would win first place every single time. So one time we was in the radio station, WYLD is an old radio station that was based out of New Orleans. They gave a big talent show, and first prize was supposedly be a record deal and tickets to New York, So after winning first place again, that prize never surfaced for us. So we kind of like got discouraged and was like, fuck it. So, we fell back for a couple of years. And by the time we started being old enough to go in the clubs, we picked it back up.
Right.
And once we picked it back up, it was just Ya and myself. And that's where UNLV was formed at, and the name came from like close family member of ours. They called themselves that, but there was more like of a street gang. But we took it and grabbed it and attached it to us musically, and we took off, man. And we started by going in the clubs and just grabbing the mic while the DJ, shout out the DJ Red, rest in peace, he would just have Trigger Man and the Brown beat going, and we pick up the mic and
that
rap.
Trigger Man is something else too. That Trigger Man go with everything, man. That Trigger Man is something else.
And little did we know, Red recorded us. We didn't ask him. We didn't expect that, but he recorded us. And like the following week, we go back in the club and he play it. And the crowd is like going crazy over it. So we realized, damn, it's time to jump back off into it.
Right.
So, that's when we go and record it professionally. And, it took off. We was dubbing that shit in a radio in my living room, selling them for $5 a pop. Before you know it, the whole Uptown, the whole New Orleans had that one single. I'm going to talk some more shit about it. It was tapes that we was dubbing. Yeah.
A lot of youngsters don't know what a tape is, but a tape is something that they had before CDs.
Man, that's crazy. And that's crazy to think that these kids don't know nothing about no tapes and no CDs or nothing, man. That's crazy.
Cassettes.
Right.
We put one in one side and put the other one in the other side and play it and press record on that side, and now you got a dub tape. So we sold those for $5, and one way or another, Cash Money got their hands on it, and the guy that we recorded it by, DJ T, he contacted us and let us know that them guys they wanted to meet with us. So we laid down, met with them, and it was history after that.
Yeah,
that's when we put it out. We put the song out professionally after that. You know what I'm saying? Released it and put it in stores, opposed to selling it out the car.
Okay.
Cash Money put it out professionally.
Yeah, Cash Money put it out professionally.
Okay. Yeah, you want to chime in on anything that he said there?
Nah, he ran it.
Yeah, I mean, because it's funny because I remember when I asked you this, y'all stories is lining up. It's the same. It's the same story. Yeah, same story.
The funny part about it, he remember a lot of shit I don't. I remember a lot of shit he don't. But we remember a lot of shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We both remember, dog. So I mean. Nigga ain't gonna come back years down the line and say, "Oh, this nigga was lying about this." Nah, homie, this raw real. You're with me for real.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me ask you: of all your albums that you have with UNLV, I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna ask you, Tech. Which one is y'all personal favorite, and why?
My personal favorite gotta be Uptown for Life.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel it's my personal favorite because, for one, a song was created on that that's one of the songs that still, provides for us. You know what I'm saying? And it is considered a classic record. You know what I'm saying? The whole album, I think, is a lot of albums I like that we made. I like all the albums we made, but honestly, I can't say I could listen to every song straight through at any given time. But Uptown for Life, I can. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay.
Certain times I might be in different modes or whatever, and I can listen to a certain album,
right?
But Uptown for Life, I can listen to it anytime, the whole album.
Okay. Tech.
For me, I would have to say Mac Melcalio. Mac Melcalio to me was when we really started, finding our identity. We did the Another Bitch single. Then we added Yella to the group and did Six and Barone. But when we did Mac Melcalio, that was like the first time that we really, really took off. It was great with Six and Barone, but when we released Mac Melcalio, that was it. We was stars. It was blown out the water, And
I kind of feel you because like the Southmore jeans was off us and all that kind of shit. So it was like it was still free from that. You heard me?
So by the time Ya's favorite album, which is Uptown for Life, by the time we recorded that, it was expected of us to do well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we was already continually to do well. Every time we dropped the album, it was that smoke. People was waiting in line at midnight to get it. So it was expected for us to do well with that album. I wasn't surprised about the success of it.
And each one got better, though. Each one got better as far as sales, production, flow. each one. So I didn't get the Mac Mouth Calio when it first came out. The first one I got was Uptown for Life. That's when you guys, you guys have reached past like the regional and it started to get national, because that was one of the first Cash Money albums that I got, was that, because the album cover looked cool. I heard about the Dragon from the River song, and I had to have that. So that's the first one. Now that I went back and listened to them, over and over again, I'm torn between the two that you said. Like some days I can throw both of them in, but the Uptown for Life, that's my stuff. But the Mac Mouth Calio, there's something about that album that it's just kind of, I don't know, it just sticks with me a lot, man. I like the Come Up, the Manny Fresh mix. There's another one, Pop 'Em. There's a lot of the songs on there that I just rock with on that one too.
Yeah, the Uptown for Life was our most successful album. That was our first time charting on Billboard. I think it reached number 89 on Billboard or something like that. But that brought us the most success. And like y'all said, even to this day, we still eat off it. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, my manager called me today and said, I'm putting a check in the mail for you that just came. You know what I'm saying? So
okay,
we eat off. We still eat off of that, and man, we appreciate it, because how many guys that can say they've been in the game 25, 30 years and still receive checks off of music that they put out that long ago? Still, if we go to a show and don't sing Dragon in the River, they might throw eggs at our motherfucking asses.
Also, O'Shea, it's funny you spoke on not having the Mac Mel Gallio album, because right now, we got the Mystikal shit and we distribute our own shit physically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got digital distributors or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But physically, right now, we got Mac Mel Gallio remastered. The CD, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's dope. Like new cover, everything, dog. It's the original song, but they remastered. And
nice.
for those that may see this podcast, y'all interested in getting it, get at me or check anytime, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Collector's items, man. Collector's items.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I see y'all also have, because I see y'all posting them on there too. Y'all have the original vinyls for the albums too. Yeah.
Everything.
Right. That's doing well for us overseas, man. You would be surprised how, people who love music and consumers still actually buy records overseas. And that's like a big market for us with those vinyls and those CDs, So that's why we keep them on deck, because, really we can't keep enough of them for over there.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, because there's been only one time I heard you guys tell different takes of the story. So this is about the whole beef with Mystikal. So I heard some interviews from you, Tech, back in the day that said it was real. I heard he tell me that it was kind of fabricated. So I got both of you guys here. I want to know the truth about the whole beef with Mystikal. Tech, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you follow up on that.
As far as it being fabricated, it was to a sense. But as you know, like I said, me and y'all started out, so we kind of had an understanding, and we allowed him to come back from the service, and he wanted to be a part of, he wanted us to introduce him to Cash Money, but we tried, and, they didn't want to fuck with him during that time, so he went to another company. But in the midst of that, he wanted to do a rap battle, he wanted us to go against each other, so
right.
We agreed to do it, but we agreed to do it only to let him do it, because we didn't have no intentions on writing and dissing him. So we just let him do what he do, because we was busy in our mix anyway.
Okay.
But, we did understand that. But on the other hand, we had a third member, Yella, who was a hothead and didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't understand what we all agreed to do, and Yella really took it serious. So Yella really used to, be strapped, and it was on site with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
And, we would really have to, in a sense, let him know, chill the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mystikal will tell you that story himself. You know, him and Yella bump heads.
And when he told me, he brought that to me, I was like, you serious, dog? For real? I ain't know that boy had Uptown him like that, dog. I didn't.
Yeah, he'll come
I
to
didn't
us
know
to
that shit, man.
come to us to try to calm it down and be like, man, you know, your boy pull a gun out on me. I be like, man, we'll holler at him, bro. Just try to let him know just to chill. But he had a complex on him because he felt like, you know, he got him. He said this shit, you know, Mystikal shit was bumping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That's bumping. So Yella really ain't know how to take that, you know, that he had a whole city playing his shit and they were dissing him and dissing us. So he really took it serious and took it to another level, you know. But, you know, I'm glad none of them ain't actually hurt each other because, you know, I don't believe no man is scared of another man. But, you know, it was definitely serious in a part, you know, to a certain extent.
Okay. Yeah, you want to comment on that?
Well, I mean, a lot of that he said, I really didn't know that, you know, that he knew that. I never knew that boy upped on him, first of all. And I never knew Yella took it that serious. True enough, Mystikal did diss us more than once. We wasn't even paying attention to that shit. You know what I'm saying? When he started making noise, that's when we was like, all right, let's get at him. 2 songs on 1 album. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't know that though. I was in the blind of that.
Yeah, because I seen Mystikal. You know, he had done an interview on Lad, and he was talking about him and Yella cross paths, and he, you know, yeah. So yeah, R.I.P. Yella. Speaking of Yella, since you know we usually bring him up as well. Want you guys to tell me a Yella story that you guys have, since I got both of you guys here. He usually gives me some good ones. So Tech, let me get one from you, and then I'm gonna have you chime in on that.
Man, it's like my favorite and memorable moments of Yella would be the nights that we would perform. We would have a show to do. And, you know, we would always meet up in front of Yah house, you know, Uptown. And me and Yah be outside, probably smoking and drinking, just sitting out there getting ready. And Yella lived, you know, a few steps up and a few steps to the right. So we'll just be waiting on him to come outside. You know what I'm saying? So we could load up and push on out. And you would never know what the fuck about to walk out that door. Yella come out that house with all kind of bullshit on, man. So that nigga come outside with his mama
story to him, dog.
Yeah, nigga come outside with his mama church hat on.
Yeah, that's what y'all was telling me too. He said he would come out with all these different church hats on.
He didn't give a damn, and would actually wear it on stage, and it became one of his trends. You know what I'm saying? He didn't give a damn. It's just like we waiting to see what the fuck he about to come out that door with right now. Might have on some snakeskin shoes. I mean, like real $1,200 snakeskin shoes and a polo, some jabos, and a fucking his mama church hat. You know what I'm saying?
Out there,
just come out that bitch, and we do the show. That's my most memories of it.
Yeah. I know you told me that before. Anything you want to add to that?
I ain't gonna run no memory right now. I'm gonna have you relate to some of the slangs that he used to say, that you know that people still say in the hood that never even met Yella. They still say, like a vagina. He called that nane. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give you some nane tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. That became his word. You know, stop playing with me. You walk through our hood, you know, you're going to definitely hear the influence of Yella in all them little dudes around there. He talk just like him.
Okay.
That boy used to say words like thine and thee. He used to use Bible words and shit. Man, that boy was funny, bro.
Yeah, man.
And they used to say Bible words in regular conversation, and you'll be like, damn, this nigga wild.
Yeah, hey, that's crazy. Yeah, he sound like a wild dude, man. I wish he was still here, man. I would love to get an interview with him too, because You know, the way you guys describe it, man, he seems like he's a wild guy, man. So shout out to and R.I.P. to Yella. Let me ask you guys this. So what was it like growing up, you know, in Uptown? Because that's I mean, it's world renowned as a violent area. And it to me personally, it's I mean, it's crazy to how much young black talent was in that area. Like, everybody there, I mean, it's like everybody that y'all grew up with is famous for something, you know, in music. And it's like, to me, I mean, that's it. I mean, I get it. New Orleans jazz, you know, I get it. You know, you guys have those roots, but I mean, for all of you guys to be in this small area and everybody made it, like as a you know, everybody's got a hit song, you know. So tell me what it was like growing up in there, some of the trials, tribulations, and then, you know, how everybody made it.
Man, our hood was super fun to me, bro. Check, you gonna check this side in a minute, whatever, coming from the mouth, I'm pretty sure, but our hood, dog, man, you couldn't tell us nothing about our hood. It was so real in our hood. 3 blocks across, like 3 blocks down, was the Garden District. That's where all the rich people used to live. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Man, we had Archie Manny used to live in the Garden District. We used to actually go ride our bikes by that man's house, throwing the football with his little boy, little Peyton, and all them little dudes. You know, we ain't too much older than them. But, you know, that's the type of shit we used to do in the hood. We used to go back on the outside and, you know, terrorize and have fun like a motherfucker. But, I mean, it was a hell of a childhood, dog. For real, It was fun. It was more fun than anything, man. For real.
Right. And as far as me, man, I grew up in the Melphamine projects. That shit was bloody and scary, man. I ain't gonna lie. You know, as a kid, you know, you just see it. You train. It's like you train for trauma and train for combat. You know what I'm saying? Because that when the lights go out, that's it. It's going down. You ain't allowed to leave or none of that shit. And if you outside, you might not make it back inside. It really was real. And
boy said you ain't allowed to leave with none of that.
Fuck no. So, you know, my mom got married when I was maybe about 11. Right when I was 11, 12 years old, that's when we moved in the hood around there by Yella. And that's when we all locked in. But like he said, we were more level-headed kids that wanted to hustle and get money. But, you know, although we did do some street shit, but we always chose to try to do it the right way before we decide to do it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even if sometimes we were, like you said, we'll go over there and down the street by Peyton Manning them house and Archie Manning them house and play with Peyton and all them shit and like that. Or we would go to the Saints game and sell popcorns if we wanted to get them new tennis shoes or a jogging suit. We'll go sell popcorn or wash windows on St. Charles Avenue or some shit like that before we decide to go and snatch a purse or sell crack or something like that. We'll just try to get it the right way.
Right.
And, you know, we all was on that same level as far as headspace, you know what I'm saying, as kids. So we'll always find a way to try to do the shit the right way because unfortunately our parents, you know, they wasn't able to get us the Bally shoes and the Stan Smiths and the shit that we wanted as much as we wanted it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. So yeah, you guys did say so. Tell me how, because obviously we see that you guys talk about your environment in your music. Tell me how that environment kind of influenced you guys' music and you know, for what you guys talk about.
I think it influenced our music as youngsters because, you know, the crack era hit right when we started rapping, you know what I'm saying? So we're looking at this terrible drug I'm talking about to destroy our hood. So that what made us rap about that. But when we got a little older and we became like product of our environments and whatever, you know, I guess that's what influenced our UNLV music, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what made our music so interesting and authentic because, you know, when we got older, that's when I guess you could say, jumped off the porch and you know, try to start dealing drugs. None of us never really was no hell of a drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? We dibbled and dabbled. And, but, you know, we was in the streets and we, for some reason, I don't know, we just drew the attention of hardcore street guys and killers, just always wanted to be around us, for some reason. So we soaked all that game up, and that's what we used to rap about. So our fans knew what we was talking about. It was real. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said on another interview, if we telling you we chilling on the set with the fully automatic tech on 6 and Barone, then you definitely could spin the bin and find us right there doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we could tell you guys weren't playing no games because, on that first album, there's pictures of y'all, with them yoppers right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man. And that's what made our music so relatable to the quote-unquote street guys, because they know we wasn't just talking no shit. We wasn't in there lying in the studio. We just rapped about what we, our daily lives and the people. We rapped about the lives of the people that we was affiliated with too. More than, it was our lives directly. It was like content that we spitting about that of people that we directly connected to also. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you listen to some of those guys' names that we talk about, these were some hardcore head busters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and real steppers, all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, little UNLV, man? Come do my party for me. This, that, and these dudes, you fuck around and get yourself Swiss cheese, fucking around hanging with these cats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, you want to comment on that? Any follow ups on that?
Nah, not really. He held it down.
Okay. So, when you guys signed with Cash Money, and you guys, I want to know what it was like for you. I know I've asked you, and I'm gonna have you chime in on this as well. What it was like for you working with Manny Fresh, because he's world renowned, one of the greatest producers of all time. I've called him the Dr. Dre of the South, which a lot of people are starting to say that too, because it's the facts. Chat me up about Manny Fresh, working with him, because he kind of helped you guys create that sound, that UNLV sound. And then have you guys, and this is for future, have you guys reached out to Fresh since you've been home, and is there anything in the works there?
Manny Fresh was, for so long we were spoiled with Manny Fresh, and we actually grew together. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. An artist and a producer together, when we teamed up, we definitely grew together, because Manny had his little 1-2 thing going on with Gregory D, but when he locked in with us, we unlocked a whole nother style that was, within him. Right. And we started out, man, that 6 and Barone album was recorded in Manny Fresh's kitchen. Yeah. Sitting on separated in 3 different corners. One, me, Yella, and 3 different corners of his kitchen, and we went in. But once we gave him that style, Manny had that South, that, his drums and the sounds that he had, and we added what we added to it, and people start dubbing our style as gangsta bounce.
Yeah, that's a good description of it though, because that's almost exactly what it is. Like it's gangsta bounce. A whole
nother genre of music, and it hasn't been duplicated since. Have you ever heard another sound that was like that? People tried to duplicate it, but it ain't nothing like that UNLV sound that was connected to Manny Fresh.
Facts.
And we still have a relationship with Manny, and the whole hold up was me. Like I said, we more important to hip hop as a group than we are as solo artists. So you definitely gonna hear something from us again.
Okay, yeah.
Man, look. Man, I had to put them gloves on when I catch him. He's too busy right now to hold up for us. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's gonna happen. But my take on working with Fresh, I think Fresh was, and no disrespect to any producer we ever worked with, but I think Fresh is by far the best producer I ever worked with. And I say that because he one of the only producers we never have to co-produce a track with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We tell him our chorus, he give us exactly what we need, what we want, everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the thing about it, he feels the same way about us as a group. Recently in an interview, he spoke and he said that UNLV was the best group that he ever worked with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, our chemistry was really amazing, dog. I can remember only one time out of, 6, 7 albums, one time we was in the studio and we wouldn't rap on the track that Fresh made. We was like, nah, we ain't feeling that. And they was like just pressing us about the track. But I think it was, until this day, still this day, I think that it was him that like, I guess it was coming from us just saying that, nah, dog, that track ain't it, you know what I'm saying? That made Baby and Slim feel like, nah, them little niggas can't say that track ain't you Fresh, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but that's how I was thinking that then, dog, and I still think that to this day. But I mean, he never missed. That was the only one time. You remember that, Jack?
Yeah, for so long, like I was just saying, we were spoiled behind Manny because after we separated from Manny and Cash Money, everybody we worked with, unconsciously, we would try to make them be Manny Fresh because that's all we knew. We'd be like, man, give me something like this. That's just how Manny would do it. We wasn't giving the new guys that we was working with, we wasn't getting them a chance to be themselves because we would try to make them duplicate that Manny Fresh sound, and nobody could ever do it. So, unconsciously, we had to, get out of that. We had to make a conscious decision to get out of that zone that we was in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I mean that is hard to do though. I mean, when you working with, you guys, like you said, you kind of were spoiled by it. You really didn't even know like that. But working with somebody that was so, that's so great as Manny Fresh, then going to work with, I'm not saying other producers you work with weren't as, aren't good, but they not fresh though. I mean, it's just, it's different.
It was kind of hard because Manny was the in-house producer and Cash Money, their chemistry was, we wasn't letting nobody else through that door. If you wasn't Cash Money, you wasn't finna be on no track. We really had to fight and make a stand to get Soulja Slim on that Uptown for Life album because, like I said,
that was Mac Mel Callio album.
Yeah, on the Mac Mel Callio album because, like I said, if you wasn't Cash Money, you wasn't about to come in there clicking and do nothing. You wasn't making no beats for us. You wasn't giving us no rhymes or none of that. So that was our chemistry. So that, for the longest, that's all we ever worked with was Manny.
Okay, so tell me about that. So how did that work out? Because like you said, that's one of the only times there's as far as I can think of, I can just think of 2 occasions where an artist that wasn't with Cash Money, especially I'm more so back in those days, worked with you guys. Well, okay, 3. Obviously, Bun B was around. I would say Soulja Slim, and then Mac was on BG's Chopper City album, if I'm not mistaken. So how did that come into play? Because you said it was rough trying to get Soulja Slim on the album. Tell me how and why was it rough, and what was the issues behind him being on the album?
Well, Slim was our partner, man. First of all, that was our partner. We from different parts of Uptown, but we would see each other every day, and we fuck around and crack jokes, and that was just our partner, and we liked his style, and he liked our style, and he was up and coming, and we wanted to put him on that album, and they, like I said, they didn't want nobody. They wasn't going to allow anybody to come in to do nothing. So one day we just didn't show up at the studio and didn't show up for a session because, they was denying us, to do that song with Slim. And then they finally got a chance to see the point that we was making, and they allowed us to let Slim get that feature on the song, and that wound up becoming one of our best songs. You know what I'm saying? Come Up Move.
Yep. Yeah.
It kind of put Slimmer all the way on that map, gave him other ears, gave him other listeners outside of just the Magnolia. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the fact that, too much networking wasn't going on in the industry, period, back then. And I think they kept everything in-house to either, like, keep us how we was. We was really operating like a close-knit family. All the artists with Fresh. You know what I'm saying? When you
Right.
when you got a Lil Slim, Miss T, Mr. Ivan, BG album coming out, you got UNLV backing them, supporting them like it's our album coming out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And all the artists roll like that. So it was like a family thing, more of a record label and a business thing, for one. And like I said, a lot of networking wasn't going on back in the days, but but the chance, what we learned afterwards, that's when we got a chance to spread our wing. Once we got a chance to get on our own, we started doing a lot of networking with different people or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think they another thing, they probably kept everything because they had everything they needed, really. You know what I'm saying? I mean, every level of the game, Cash Money had at one point in time, bro. For real.
Right. You had
I always compare our roster to like a Death Row roster when Pac and Snoop was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You had BG, you had UNLV, you had Lil Slim, you had Miss T. You like y'all said, you had everything you wanted. You had R&B, rap, hip hop, the best producers. So we didn't have to go outside of that crew for nothing.
Yeah, so it makes me think about how they kind of ran it. It makes me think of like a basketball team. They start off with a rookie head coach and young players, and then they let them grow together to, organically become something, something special. So that's kind of, they don't go and get, sign the big money free agents and all of that. They just keep everything in house and organically let it grow. So that's kind of what when I think about how they kind of kept everything in house like that, that's kind of what it makes me think, what makes me think about. Okay, so let me ask you guys, when you guys back in those days when you guys were at your height, there was also No Limit. Why didn't you guys ever work with No Limit, Master P during that era? Because me personally, I would have, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I would have loved to see Cash Money and No Limit together. I would have loved to see UNLV featuring Master P. Lil Ya featuring Silk the Shocker. Tech Nine featuring C Murder. Like, why didn't these combinations happen?
Really, we didn't have the pull to do it. I mean, we was the only artists on a record label.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? During that time, but like I say, once we got on our own, we don't work with damn all those artists that's on that roster.
Right.
And like y'all said, I don't think none of us, from the artists to the CEOs, understood the importance of collaborating during that time.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It was like they doing their thing. All right, we gonna do our thing. We got a hell of a roster. They got a hell of a roster. Now, Mac, we had a close relationship with Mac. We had a very close and personal relationship with C Murder. Servon actually lived 4 houses down from me. So I knew Servon my whole life. But as far as when it came to their label execs and our label execs, they never came together and say, let's collab, which would have took over the city. Ben took over the city, but
man, that took over the world. If that would have happened, that would have took over the world. Because man, man.
When you got two dominant dogs like that, it's probably be safe to keep them both in their own separate cage anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, man. I'm just saying, I just like you said, I agree with you, Tech. You said that I don't think the label heads really understood the importance of what they had and the special collabs. Because man, I just think about all the the missed opportunities. Now, was the era great? Yeah, but it was just like, I just think about like just to like I'd love to see like Master P and the Hot Boys, or just any of those just any combination of the Cash Money artists with the No Limit artists, Mac, and UNLV, it's just so many possibilities that was missed out on. Okay, so after Cash Money, you guys did your own thing. What was it like for you guys when you first jumped off of the label with Cash Money? You kind of talked about what it was like without Manny Fresh. What was it also like without Birdman, Slim, and having the label, the Cash Money label behind you?
Man, that was hell, because it was nothing that we expected.
Right.
we had all of the talent, all of the fan support, all of the fame and all that, but had zero business knowledge. So we jumped off the porch just thinking like, okay, we UNLV and we gonna just keep putting out records, and we had the slightest idea of the building that we was about to jump off of. So
right.
We just had to learn the game as we go. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely was rough, because we didn't know what we was doing at all. We just knew that we had the passion to keep going, and that we wanted to try to do it on our own, because the way like I told you stories about me and him, been hustlers when it came to, getting our own. We did what we had to do. So, and Baby and Slim, they showed us a lot, to the extent of what they knew. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
right. But you got to remember, they was young as we was growing under them.
They was young too, so they knew a lot, but it was only so much that they could teach us, because they were still learning. Because
right.
the game was starting to get to that next level, from the local level to the regional to the national level, and they had no idea of what was ahead of them, the same way we didn't have no idea what was ahead of us once we left. And we just had to go across those bumps in the road on our own after that, and just we lost a lot, and we gained a lot, and we learned a lot, and we lose again and gain again. It just been it was rough in the beginning, but fortunately we finally got it, and we learned about what we needed to do, and we learned about relationships more than anything, and that's what keep us afloat. Having great relationships.
Okay. Yeah, you want to comment on that?
I would say, I would add to that, our dream always wanted to be what Baby and Slim was to Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? And even though as I look at it now, I think we jumped off the porch a little too early, and they was asking us to chill a little longer, to learn a little more, but we was looking at it like they was holding us back, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was a learning experience, bro. I mean, we still growing, we still in it. We're not where we want to be, but we're not where we was. You know what I'm saying? And to have our own where we at right now, we real comfortable with it, dude. You know what I'm saying? This internet era, with this independence era, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it coincides with us well. We're a known group. It ain't nothing to sell music, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, our biggest thing is right now, to be honest with you, our biggest thing is getting over the hump to let these people see that, look, dog, get his new music a chance, dog. I mean, that ain't all. I mean, y'all call us legends. We accept that or whatever, but look, these legends ain't gone. We still doing. We still active.
Facts.
We put active on that. You know what I'm saying? And I accept it better. You feel me?
Yeah. Now let me ask you guys this, because I know you do your podcast and stuff. So have you two? Because you said as far as doing stuff with this modern era, have you two ever discussed doing a podcast together? And have you guys ever?
Just earlier today, we had that conversation.
We had it before, it resurfaced today.
Right. That's crazy you asked that, man. We had that conversation about 10, 11 o'clock this morning.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
That had to be confirmation for you to ask that question. That's confirmation.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that earlier because it's like I like because I see what Gangsta does. I see what some of the other guys do. You guys have a story to tell, and then you guys can tell that story together. You know, you could tell your side, you tell your side. I mean, there'll be folks checking for a UNLV podcast. You know what I mean? I think you guys should work on that.
Bro. Well, you wanted the people that entice me and influence me to get off into it, dog, and I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
So I brought that up to him again today, man. Let's do that, bro. You know, like, you know, the group is bigger than me or him any day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real. So, and me and him ain't never been no selfish motherfucker. So it's all good, bro.
Yeah. I'm just saying because I just think, I mean, especially with you being home now, just the content that you guys will have, and then you guys will be able to, just tap into that new fan base, and I think it would be dope. So I'm gonna let you guys let me know while we wrap up here what you guys got going on, what we can look forward to, and then we'll wrap it up.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Let me say this to you, O'Shea. The next time we come on this podcast, we're gonna be revealing some hell of information, and I want to definitely give it to you first.
Okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Sure, man.
Yeah. Well, anything else you want to promote? Your podcast, any new music, any new songs, anything?
Y'all tune in to Be Real 23 podcast on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go to all your digital platforms, download that next, stream or download that next, and close it in. It's our 2 joints that's new, that's out, that's popping. Look for us in a city near you soon. Peep game and check play. Slowly but surely, our books are going to ease on. So I ain't going to give y'all too much. And the movie. Don't sleep on the movie. Tech is home now. I'm not trying to do this by myself now. My dog is home, so it's a whole nother ball game. So y'all just stay focused. You with me?
We got 2 more singles on the way too. One is called Down on My Luck, and another one is called Gotta Go. 2 bangers. 2 fucking bangers. And just keep your ears open, man. We ain't gonna stop. We can't stop, man. All that fucking music I wrote while I was locked up, you think I'm gonna let that shit go to waste? Bet not.
Nah, can't do that. Can't do that, man.
Bet not.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, so I appreciate having y'all here. Y'all knows this is not gonna be the last time we gonna get back onto our regular schedule, because
we gonna break that motherfucking internet with the next one.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, because like I said, me and y'all, we used to go every month, and we kind of got off, so now we're going to get back on our regular routine, so we can get you on every month with us, too, and, keep this momentum going.
Bet that.
Yeah. All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in. This is O'Shea from the Nation of Podcation. Thanks for watching my interview, and we out.
O'Shea and I have been kicking it strong for a minute now. O'Shea doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. O'Shea is a professional model.
Attitude like a young O'Shea with an AK.
Okay, don't you tell these motherfuckers that my name is O'Shea.